You're listening to the WWNO Classical Network. Hi, this is Paul Mawson. Each week we take a couple of minutes, check in with Dave Walker, find out what's going on in the museum scene. Dave is host of the Museumgoer.com. Dave, welcome back.
Hey, Paul.
Well, Mardi Gras is in the air. It is the season. And what are you seeing museum-wise?
Well, a few parades and balls and empty calories await between now and the rest of our lives, but a few new dates for museum exhibits and public programs have recently been announced, so here are a few dates to save. At 5:30 February 11th at the New Orleans Museum of Art, Harmonia Rosales will discuss her book Chronicles of Ori, an African Epic, with actor and art collector CCH Pounder, whom local viewers will remember from her time on NCIS New Orleans. The event is free and open to the public, but pre-registration is suggested. More at noma.org. At 7:30 March 4th, the 2026 Musical Louisiana, America's Cultural Heritage Concert will take place at St. Louis Cathedral. The theme for this year's concert, co-presented by the Louisiana Philharmonic Orchestra and the Historic New Orleans Collection, is Echoes of Innovation, and the music, curated by Alvin Jackson of Tremaine's Petit Jazz Museum, will celebrate 19th century Creole composers and innovators. Jackson will be featured in a pre-concert presentation at HNOC's Williams Research Center at 6 p.m. The concert is free and open to the public. More at hnoc.org. I've mentioned the Cabildo's upcoming Galvez and Louisiana in the American Revolution exhibit, but new to the schedule, it's an opening gala at 7 p.m. March 7th. Attendees can expect live entertainment, curated cocktails and cuisine, and a first look at the exhibition. More at louisianastatemuseum.org. HNOC's annual History Symposium will take place March 20th, 20th, and 21st, and the theme, recently announced, is One Single Place, New Orleans, Louisiana, and the Shaping of the Early American Republic, 1795 to 1815. The symposium is timed to coincide with the opening of the traveling exhibit, American Revolution, the Augmented Exhibition. The theme for the 27th annual Bill Russell Lecture, also recently announced at HNOC, will be Syncopated Siblings, the Music of Cuba in New Orleans. That program will take place April 15th. Registration opens March 2nd at hnoc.org. And finally, the New Orleans Jazz Museum will debut a new exhibit April 16th. The First Piano Professors and the Lost Music of New Orleans will tell the story of pre-jazz composers and publishers, mainly through their sheet music. The exhibit doesn't have a web presence yet, but when it does, it will be at nolajazzmuseum.org.
And they do a nice job there at the NOLA Jazz Museum. And piano music and New Orleans go together like peanut butter and jelly.
It's a
How's that?
perfect fit, and that adds on to the current exhibit about the music of Storyville. And you know, the piano players in Storyville all were called professors. That was an interesting fact from that exhibit. And next week, I'll look even further into the future with a roundup of museum summer camps for kids. Summer seems like a long time off, but registration is already open for many of the camps. In public programs, at a Meet the Author event at 5:30 today at the National World War II Museum, Nicholas Evan Sarantakis will discuss his book, The Battle of Manila, Poisoned Victory in the Pacific War. At a 4:30 reception will precede the presentation, which will be offered in person and online. More at nationalww2museum.org. The exhibition, The Moss Mystique, Southern Women and Newcomb Pottery, opens Thursday at the Newcomb Art Museum of Tulane. More at newcombartmuseum.tulane.edu. At 5 p.m. Thursday, the National World War II Museum will offer free after-hours access to the traveling exhibit Degenerate, Hitler's War on Modern Art. The event will feature presentations by local artists, hands-on art-making stations, and live music. More at nationalww2museum.org. And it bears repeating, some museum programs have limited capacity, so be sure to follow the links offered with each item to secure your registration.
And if you want to find out more about anything we talked about, check out Dave's website at themuseumgoer.com, where you can also see a video of our conversation. Dave, thanks so much, and we will see you next week.
Thank you and see you then.